And welcome back to Nancy's Neighborhood. And Kevin was having such a good time, he decided not to leave.
Absolutely.
So he's here. He's still here with me, and I just love it. But I'm going to give you all some things I tell you every time. Get out a piece of paper and pencil and write these down, because these are things that you may want to go to.
Happening in Nancy's Neighborhood.
That's it. And they are, right, just kind of right under my nose. The Downtown Revitalization Initiative charrettes they'll start tomorrow, Tuesday the 7th, and go through the 9th. And Kevin and I were talking about the schedule on that. The little sessions are hour-and-a-half sessions, and the sessions are basically the same thing every time. So if you go to one, don't think, oh, my goodness, I'm going to have to stay all day. I think they start tomorrow on Tuesday,
August 7 from 1 to 5.
1 to 5.
Wednesday, August 8 from 9 to 5.
Okay.
And Thursday, August 9 from 9 to 4. And a public reception from 5 to 6 on Thursday the 9th, followed by a public meeting at 7:30, from 5:30 to 7:30.
Okay, and so this is going to be ideas that have been gathered about what needs to be done for the revitalization of downtown. So any of you that are interested, you might want to go to one of those. You can call the museum at 339-5745 and see what the times are, what the slots are, but they're just an hour and a half each session. I'm thinking about trying to get to one of them when I close the shop, running over there. But these be very informative about what some of the downtown revitalization is, downtown living, sidewalks that have trees growing in them and things like that. So I think this will be really, really good. But then everybody's invited again then back at 5:30 on the 9th, Thursday the 9th, for the reception. And then from 6 to 7:30, they have a 3D model of the community's idea for revitalization. So I don't know how they're going to get this done so fast from those little meetings, but I think that's great. Kevin and I were also talking about the National Night Out, which is the Cleveland Police Department, and we have a wonderful Cleveland Police Department. And that's the annual community building campaign. And this year it's going to be at Water's Edge Apartments, which are 2360 Blackburn Road, and that's also Tuesday, tomorrow night, from 5:30 to 7. And they say potluck, so I'm not really sure whether that means you're supposed to bring a dish or whether they're going to do hot dogs like they've done in the past. I don't know. But you can call Cynthia Stanley at 472-0127 and do like I do at church. Is anybody bringing the paper plates and napkins? I'll be glad to do that because I don't cook, and so. But you can find out from Cynthia if you need to bring something. But that's tomorrow night at Water's Edge Apartments, and I've forgotten what those apartments used to be called. Water's Edge is a new name for them.
It's over on Blackburn Road.
It's on Blackburn, yes.
I can see it in my mind.
And so anyway, there we go. And Kevin and I were talking about the Redback hymnal singings. I love them. He loves them. I wasn't raised singing a lot of these songs, but I love them. And the Gaithers, God bless them, brought a lot of these songs into the public knowledge. And I can't tell you how many Gaithers CDs I have. But the Baptists are going to have a hymnal sing. And I have one of those hymnals, too, a Baptist hymnal. And it's going to be at Westwood Church on Georgetown Road, Sunday the 12th at 6 o'clock. And the special guests are Jermaine and Sally Purifoy. Thank you. I had to have Kevin pronounce that for me. And Sandra Payton. And then Jack Clark and Jim Burns, who are people that you see at the Redback hymnal singing, they're going to be there also. And so for more information, you can call the Westwood Church at 472-1534. But that should be a great evening. Now, I have to be at Broad Street that night for a chili supper because we have some building projects on the board.
Your own revitalization program.
We are revitalizing, and we're revitalizing downtown and right there on that little corner. And so I need to be there. So I will miss that hymnal sing because I love those hymnal sings because we get to sing some hymns that aren't in the Methodist hymnal.
That's right.
And I love them. Now, also this weekend on August the 11th, we have the Scott Hicks Memorial Heart Walk. Those of you that knew Scott know that he tragically died early of a heart attack.
Unexpectedly.
Very unexpectedly. And so this starts at 8:30 at the Greenway stage. And you really can register when you get there at 8:30. They don't have any pre-registration unless you'd like to call Taryn, and she was on the show with me last week. 763-4404, and it's a fundraiser. But if you have some sponsors, if you get people to pay you, $20 for walking or whatever, then you can donate that to them. There are teams. I think Tenova will have a team because they're one of the co-sponsors of this. And there'll be a lot going on there on the Greenway that day. So I think it's a 1 mile walk. I'm not sure. I don't think it's real strenuous. I think it's something maybe I could do. And so that's Saturday at 8:30. So you might want to do that. Now, this is something I think is terribly fascinating, and it's not coming up for well, it is. It's coming up like this weekend, 12 and 13. It's Garrison Weekend at Fort Loudon State Historical Park.
Really?
Yes, and the Garrison Weekend event reenacts the daily lives of men, women, and children at Fort Loudon.
That would be very interesting.
It would be. And the thing about it, the first time I went to San Antonio and went to the Alamo, I have never been so disappointed in my life.
Because there was no reenactors?
Fess Parker could not have fit in that building. I mean, it's just a little tiny building.
Different. It looks different in reality.
It did.
Yeah.
I mean, Walt Disney had it this great big building, and people were up on the roofs and everything. And it's just a little. It's kind of like the first time I went to Graceland, to Elvis's place, and I thought, no, we have prettier houses than that in Cleveland, But anyway, it's very interesting to see the lifestyle. This is 18th century infirmary, and that's going to make people real excited about what they have in the medical world now, because honest to goodness, folks, they're going to take a hacksaw and cut your leg off while you're biting on a bullet. But not today. But 18th century infirmary, the soldiers' barrack, the commander's quarters, which is probably that much better than the soldiers' barracks. There's going to be a blacksmith shop. And then they're going to take you to the Cherokee encampment, which is there between the fort and the river, Fort Loudon River. There is no cost to this. It's free. And Saturday, the times are 10 until 5, and Sunday, 10 until 2.
I love the reenactments.
I do too.
They all look like Josh.
Yes, they do.
With the big beards.
Yeah, halfway down their chest, exactly. So these are this should be very, very good. And for those of you that don't know how to get there, if you take 411 North and go to Von Orr, Tennessee, and there's a highway right there, you're going to turn onto 360 and go down that little highway, and you go about a mile, and the Fort Loudon State Historical Park will be on your left.
That's right.
And it's really fascinating, folks. And the history in Tennessee, as you well know from having served, and you had people coming to you saying, Representative Brooks, we have an organization that would like to be represented because we have such and such. And, of course, here in Cleveland, we have the Red Clay, which is awesome. So the Fort Loudon State Historical Park, and that's this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Now, I've told you about this. The Athens Community Theater will be presenting To Kill a Mockingbird, and they do great performances up there in the Sue Trotter Black Box. They're going to do that Friday the 17th and Saturday the 18th, and then Saturday and Sunday. Let me get this right. Friday and Saturday, 17, 18, 24, 25 at 7:30, and then Sunday the 19th and 26th at 2 o'clock. The tickets are $15 for adults and $10 for students. I looked at the list of characters to see if any of them are people I taught at Inglewood. Nope, not any of them I taught. But a great group of folks. I do know some of them that are going to be starring in this. Now, there's a parental advisory for this, and any of you that have read To Kill a Mockingbird would understand that So it says, the parental advisory says, we are artistically and contractually obligated to perform the text as written, which includes strong language. So please ensure you are familiar with the contents of the show before purchasing a ticket for a young child. And there's nothing I hate worse than to pay for a ticket to go into something and someone's young child gets bored 10 minutes into it and cries and screams and hollers the whole time. So that is not good. So if you think this is anything that's not going to be something your child likes, my suggestion is don't take them. Now, the Habitat Restore, that's another great thing we have here in Cleveland.
Love it.
And they are such wonderful supporters of Cherries Jubilee. We go over there and buy $5 chairs and sell them for $120.
Mr. Williams runs a great store.
Super, super, super. So they're having a grand reopening on Saturday the 18th from 9 until 5. Everybody's invited to drop in, and they have food giveaways, music, and fun. And in case anybody doesn't know where it is, it's 300 Grove Avenue,
The old movie theater.
the old movie theater. And or you can check out their website at habitatofcleveland.org. Now, we've talked about these orgs and these comms, folks, and you know orgs are the 501c3s or basically nonprofits. So go by there and see them, and I think that would be great. Now, while you're out doing that, also, this hits it for me, the Seafood Music Festival.
Oh,
It's going to be on the Greenway Park, August the 18th. Admission is $2. Now, I know nothing, and I need to call this lady and see if she'd like to come on and talk about this, but it says the festival includes food vendors, a shrimp competition. Yeah, boy, I'll judge for you. Live music, arts and crafts, business and direct sales vendors, and a kids zone. And so this sounds like a lot of fun, $2 admission, and you can call 423-486-7597. And that will help you get information about this or just show up. And hopefully, if there's nothing going on at Cleveland High School that day, you can park in their parking lot, come right across Raider Drive. In case anybody doesn't know where this is, it's right off of Raider Drive. Now, on the 25th, we have the Roll and Read, which is by Cornerstones, Family Cornerstones, from 9 until 12, and we'll have little tents out on the greenways right there in front of the Church of God office buildings, and we'll have little tents out there. The kids can make bookmarks. They can do books. They can color. They'll read to. I know that the county schools will have a tent out there, somebody that be there representing us, and reading to the kids. And the roll and read is the name came from if you have someone in a stroller, let's just roll them on down. But now if you have a 3 or 4 year old that's walking, that's great too.
Bring 'em.
And it's free. The event's free, and there will be some sponsors for that. And Chrissy's going to come on one day next week and tell us about that. Then also on the 25th, which is where I will be cheering, not participating as such, but it's a junior achievement race to achieve. And that will begin at some gosh awful hour, like 7 o'clock in the morning. We'll be out there. I know you'll love this, Kevin. We had Rick Platts out there putting up the 1 mile signs with a flashlight one morning because it was still dark while he was putting out the signs. So it's right there at the pavilion next to the dog park. It's a 5K adult race, and Terra Running does it for us. So it's a sanctioned race. And I've told them before that when I used to play tennis in high school, I didn't want to play a tournament that wasn't sanctioned because I wanted those points to go toward my state ranking. So I know there's those of you out there that do these 5Ks and you want it to be a sanctioned race so that you can get those points so that when that little article comes out in their little magazines, your name is there as having enough points. So that is one of the things you can do. The adult race is $25. The 5K K through 12 students are $20, and then for $15 you can walk, or if you don't want a T-shirt, for $10 you can walk. So that is the 25th, and Margaret Shink and I will be there at 7 o'clock in the morning, as will several other board members. So, and then also, and Alex is telling me I have 1 minute to tell you about the Main Street Cruise In. Will be Saturday the 25th from 1 to 6, and that's another great thing that happens in downtown Cleveland. And we have 600 and 700 cars.
Yep.
I mean, to me, that's unbelievable.
And that means 600 people and another 4 visiting. We'll have 1,000 people downtown.
That's right. And that means that our restaurants and our shops are benefiting from that.
Wonderful.
And that is fantastic. So I am so thrilled that Kevin was able to be on with me today. And I know this is kind of his first full day down from everything, but I'm just thrilled to death that you were with me today. I'm so proud of you, and I'm just so excited. And of course, you know anything I can do to help you, I will.
Thank you.
As soon as you get those trees out of my sidewalk. No, but thank you, Kevin.
We got to fix Nancy's neighborhood.
Fix my neighborhood. So thank you, Kevin. Folks, it's been a great day in Nancy's neighborhood. We think we've had some thunder and some rain. We've heard it. So I hope everybody has stayed dry. And until next time, this is bye-bye from Nancy's neighborhood.